Hi everybody. I wanted to make a video today and I've made it 3 times and I keep screwing up. So we're not going to have my book in hand. I did have the DSM-5. I had the DSM-5. So I gave up. I said screw it because I keep messing it up. However, I do want to introduce what we'll be talking about this week. And there was a reason for why I had the DSM-5. Hey Lucky. What you doing, bub? I know you're on the counter. This is where he eats, guys, because nowhere else is safe. And yes, my counter, don't come for me in the comments. I wash my counter every single day because I do, because he gets up here. But I want to go back, let's go back to the topic. And this is for entertainment. It's not, I am not diagnosing anyone. I'm putting stuff out, thinking that you'll find it interesting. So I had the DSM and I wanted to talk about the cluster of personality disorders. If you're familiar with the DSM-5, you know that there is another DSM-5 with some editorial things done to it. But the DSM-5 suits me for what I need right now. And now personality disorders, they're broken up into 3 clusters, kind of like alphabet soup. So we have cluster A, cluster B, and cluster C. My wheelhouse tends to be in the cluster B personality disorders. And one of those is borderline personality disorder. And it's only because I do work with several individuals with this diagnosis. I find it interesting, and they're really, even though they're hard, they're really delightful people. They really, really are. And you come by a personality disorder, especially borderline, because somebody didn't take very good care of them when they were children. You know, that's what I think. You know, usually a pretty significant history of trauma, and they've learned some skills that aren't helpful, that they've had to use over the years because, you know, that's how they adapted and coped. But so that's kind of where my wheelhouse is. But there are cluster A and cluster C personality disorders. And what I think this week I'd like to do, and yes, he's walking on my counters, and when he's down, I'm going to be cleaning the hell out of him. But back to my personality disorders. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Cut it out. So we're going to start with the cluster A personality disorders because I don't think that we talk about them enough. And they're interesting. And I don't have a lot of experience with cluster A. That's going to come with time because I've only seen maybe one of them diagnosed. And it's like, oh, I didn't know that. And so now that I know, it's in the brain. So we're going to start with cluster A, and it may be more than one video because I don't want to just rush through the cluster A personality disorders. I want to share something. I want to just kind of share the knowledge. So keep an eye open this week. This week is going to be cluster A, and then we'll move on to B and then C. And then we'll move on to the unspecified personality disorder. That's a diagnosis you can give if you suspect and they're showing traits. I will diagnose someone with an unspecified personality disorder if they're showing traits, but I'm not sure exactly, you know, what's going on. But I just want everybody to know that just because someone has a personality disorder, they're still a human. It may make them harder to, you know, to work with or have relationships with, but they are people. And there is therapy, there's medication, there's lots of things that we do to help them. So I'm hoping that this will build a sense of awareness for everyone and maybe destigmatize some of these that we just don't know enough about. But stay tuned. Cluster A starts this week, and let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you're interested. Have a great Monday.